Okay, so happy International Butch Appreciation Day to our full spectrum of Butch, Stud, and MOC folks in the membership here as a beautiful collective. I know that I brought this shirt out. I'm just going to show it now. People ask sometimes, especially, family visibility is like real, and they're like, how do we become, more visible? And it's always, the answer is always, well, wear a rainbow or something, right? I gotten this on a raffle at Butch Voices conference sometime back, and this here is one way for Butch Stud MOC folks to be more visible out there as assigned female at birth masculinity, right? Of course, that's only going to work on people who actually recognize and know the symbols. But yeah, oh man, I wish I had a way to hang that up back here, but that's all right. That's all right. That's all right. So, and I've worn it out too, even fully bearded, for visibility, because I'm Butch identified, just bearded Butch, and like when I go live here, okay, I can wear my little rainbow Dewey, right? But I can't wear it out in the general public because I did not factor something in. I did not factor in getting picked up on by gay men. So that was a trip. So I don't wear my rainbow Dewey out there in the general public because of that. So and before anybody starts asking, yes, I don't like being on screen without my wife, but she is here. Say hi, Mrs. Day.
Hi, Mrs. Day.
She is here, appreciating on her Butch.
I just want everyone to know that I appreciate Butches, but I appreciate my Butch more than anything.
Let me tell you something. This wife of mine, she gives me lots and lots of room to just be me, do me, all these kinds of things, and for that, I appreciate her. And one of the things that she doesn't know I've drugged this out, but one of the things that that she does, she works with and around some of my quirks, like projects that need to be done. I'll be like, I need to get a vision. I'm waiting for my vision. Once I get the vision, of course, then I knock it out and it's done. But I might have to walk around it for 2 months first. So,
or 2 years.
Right. And I just want to show you. This was a note that she left me once. It tells me how much she appreciates my process. How she says, maybe today you'll have a vision to check the transmission fluid. Happy December 1st.
You're not supposed to go there.
So it is glorious to be appreciated in this way, and the reason why this was an ordeal, is because this particular vehicle has decided not to put a buck-ass dipstick in to check the fluid. You have to go up underneath. You've got to release the plug, and it's like, well, if fluid starts pouring out, then you're good. Really? So anyway, it was a whole process and needed extra tools, and so I had to dance around it for a little bit. So I want to say thank you for appreciating me enough to yeah. So I mean,
well, what people don't understand, I waited for like a couple weeks.
Oh, probably more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, to get you just to check the transmission oil.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought if I left you a sweet little note, which it worked. But it still took another 2 days. So.
Well, yeah, but 2 days. I mean, all right. Hey, okay. Look at the comments do show up on this thing. Yay! We have Thea. Hi, Thea.
Dr. Thea.
Hi, Mrs. Day. I'm happy you're home. She says. Yeah. I'm happy she's home too. And she's.
Well, I did 6 days in ICU, and 9 hours in ER, and then another day in med-surg. Come home just a couple of days later, had to go back, which meant another week in the hospital. So, Now I'm trying to regroup, and get my medications all sorted out and balanced. And
Yeah, I got her this new little medicine
you're
distribution.
geriatric, Lynn.
When it's like I got a little pill dispenser. It's got just like one one little dispenser for each day of the week, and I had to get her one where it has those and then 4 more rows for morning, noon, night. I thought, my God, it's a whole great. Now that right there says that we are elders in the community, possibly. I mean, there's younger folks that got to take a lot of meds for whatever, but it's a moment when you look at those things.
Okay, back on the boat.
And actually, I'm circling. Watch me circle. Watch this circle. Circling over to the elders. One of the delays that I had this evening was because a phone call come in, and it was from Sister Patricia Jen, who I'm actually doing a spotlight interview on Sunday with, and who called. And when you got a 7-year-old Butch elder hero, you answer that call. You know what I mean? So yeah. And there's time difference. I think 3 hours between there and Canada. But yeah. Anyway, from my profile page on Sunday, 10 a.m. Pacific Hippie time, I'm going to be doing a session to spotlight the recent movement that Sista has started, and it's beautiful. Really, it was like it was. I think it was just a fleeting thought that turned into something much, much, much bigger, and we now have drag Storytime Guardians. Because she decided that her and some of her fellow motorcyclists would show up at Drag Storytime and guard against the protesters who were keeping the children and whatnot from going in and just doing all kinds of icky stuff. And so now what we have is a team of led by Sista, who is a proud Butch, just out there in the spotlight, putting herself on the line, really. And I saw a film where she was putting her body between protesters and the folks going in for story time. And that right there, folks, is some visibility. And when I do a spotlight interview, it's because I feel like those who I'm asking if they'll let me interview them, I feel like they, directly or indirectly, they're bringing about some visibility and relevance to our community and our beautiful, complicated collective of identities that make up this community. And because we all know that you got to be somewhat. I mean, Butch is something that wasn't accounted for in the binary, really. And let's face it, there's a good part of the general population, and especially in certain areas, they don't know how to act when masculinity walks into the room with boobs. You know what I mean? And it just gets stupid, and it's ridiculous. But we gotta be brave to step out the door. So visible, so very visible as masculine presenting female-born folks, and it's an interesting walk for folks in certain areas of the United States. I know, especially in the South, it is it's risky, frankly. But thank you for doing it anyway, because and the bravery is among ourselves. We're brave with each other too, because of the vast spectrum of identities that we represent. Everybody's layered differently, and back in I brought out a few things here to show. Back in 2009 was the first Butch Voices conference, and yes, one of my bestest Butch, Joe LeBlanc, was the founder of Butch Voices. And it wasn't until the weekend was over that I realized that my photo was on the program, front and center.
Wait, a long-haired Butch on the photo?
There it is. Now, Joe had nothing to do with choosing all this. This was put together by a different part of the board, and so that's bravery right there. Is for them to go ahead and stick a long-haired Butch in the middle of the Butch Voices program in the front, and I feel like that was a Butch Pride moment, and it was also showing bravery amongst ourselves, to be open to our variation, which, as I said before, the way that we're born, we are a natural born variation of humankind. There's just not a lot of things out there that are accommodating to our identity, and even within our own community, there's a knee-jerk reaction to relate all things masculine to man, and masculinity is a human trait, not a male trait. So there was one of our members was putting together a portrait project. They're an artist, and this was their portrait magazine, and they actually this is the one that they did of me. And on the following page, actually, if I may, is another fellow member, Gabby Cohen, from the Butch Boudoir Project, who does also like the Butch bubble bath thing, bubbles and Butch bubbles. God, I still haven't. I need to go see that. I need to go check that out. But Butch Boudoir Project is responsible for these calendar releases. I think this one here, this page here, actually was posted on the feed today. So, and so thank you, Gabby, and your entire team for helping make us more visible out there. I can't tell you how much I appreciate the hell out of it. I made a post tonight, just kind of like announcing I'll be going live at 8:30 ish, because I'm an ish person, and. So I was going to put a GIF with it, and I want you guys all to take a note that if you open up the little GIF thing in the search box and you go ahead and type in Butch, you know what? I'm going to try something here. We'll see if it works. It says here on this portal I can do a share screen. Let me see if it shows up while I'm. Well, where is it now? Never mind. I don't see it now. Anyway. If you open up the GIF search box and you punch in Butch, I want you guys to see what the results were. It's ridiculous. Talk about feeling invisible and erased on the very day we're supposed to be appreciating, and that we need to change shit like that. There needs to be. They got Rosie O'Donnell in there, and it just says she says about something, I don't know. And we got Leah from the Orange is the New Black, and all they have of her is just a face shot of her absolutely just with this mean mug, like she's some sort of just angry dyke, and it's like, come on, man. And the rest of it, honestly, is men, or a reference to some guy named Butch, or a frog dancing, and I don't get it. Absolutely needs to change. That shit needs to change. So I guess that's why I'm still doing what I'm doing. Typing in the word dyke is even worse. I have a whole rant I'm going to do about that, but we had Pride Month, right? Xfinity, cable, they were doing it, Pride Month, and I was looking at their little Pride Month section, and I'm sitting there with the remote, and I looked at my wife, and I said, well, here we got a row of 10 movies going across the screen. I didn't know it was 10 at first, but I thought, wow, they're celebrating Pride Month, but so far every single movie I see in their showing in their lineup was male-centered, and so I thought, well, there's an arrow, let me click over. No. Oh, and we had one that was mixed gay people, and then I finally ran across one, that was centered on gay women. And I thought, wow. And there was no more arrowing after that. So it was like, okay, so we were 10th out of 10 in representation. Right before I got pictures of it and shit. I'm like, this is terrible. So anyway, don't even listen to me go on about shit like that. I could talk about rocks, and whatnot.
No.
I knew I could get her. So, I already posted one of the videos on the feed tonight, and talked about the other series I'll be doing with my rocks. So, where was I? I was appreciating.
Butch appreciation day, baby.
Yeah. That's and I'm talking about visibility, right? And all that, and how we need a little bit more of it, y'all. So, thank you to everybody who appreciates on Butch Stud MOC folks. Thank you for Butch Stud MOC folks for walking your walk, bringing about your swagger, and just for existing amongst a world that isn't so accommodating for us, right? It's all right. We'll fix that. We'll fix that shit a little bit at a time. So that's it. We love y'all. And
where would femmes be without butches?
Well, some femmes are not 100% attracted to butches.
Well, I understand that, but where would we be without butches?
You know what? Where would we be without femmes who were actually born with the inherent attraction to specifically people who identify like us? I actually call them enchanted. Or cursed. I mean, bless your heart. She got stuck with me, so yeah. And roped her in, roped her right in, y'all. Yeah. Oh, but I gotta say, it can't be too big of a complaint when she has asked me to renew our vows for our 20th anniversary next year. Because I'm just trying to get ahead of the game here. Because she gonna go get some of mine, throw it up on post about it, tell on me for some kind of shit, Like I got to post that photo of you caught a photo of me with my ice cream melted onto my onesie because I fell asleep, right? And this happens all the time to me. So I thought, well, let me get ahead of the game and let me just go ahead and post that before she gets to. So I gotta own this shit first. Anyway, so
first of all, a onesie.
It has skulls. It's full of skulls.
I know.
So it's a badass
and
onesie.
Then your ice cream. I mean, think about that. What do you think of? 12 years old? 10 years old?
When I empty my pockets at the end of the day, it looks like a 12-year-old's been on a treasure hunt.
58 years old? No, you don't put those together. A melted popsicle and, onesie. You don't put that. But anyway.
Well.
You are very
Yeah, but see, as you can tell, I have these personality equalizers. So the handsome only lasts for a little bit. And after that,
Thank you for reminding me.
Once I open my mouth, half that handsome goes away. So.
Not every time.
Yeah. All right. So I'm done. Peace, love, and Butch. Right. I thought there was something else I had on my notes to do, and I didn't want to hang up unless because I will hang up and go, oh man, I wanted to. Okay, I don't know.
The good thing about that is you could always do another one.
You know what? She's right. All right. I'm over it. Hanging up. Somewhere on here, there's an end live thing. Oh, it's got to be. Oh, look, there's a whole other section over here. All right. Oh, there's. See, look at all this showed up. Reg is going to be my co-host for our new Stone panel. At Mare, expect a message from me very soon. And Kane, hey Kane, how's it going? Look, you just as old as we are.
You're saying goodbye?
I am, but first I'm seeing who else. Okay, yes, no, I'm hanging up. It says and then